Welcome back to Around the Diamond. I am here with two of my favorite people, Alena Neves and Dwayne Sims.
Thank you so much.
Hey, we're talking Nationals baseball and Dusty Baker and what he means to the DMV. What Dusty means to the DMV and baseball.
You know, he really should mean more than what he does, and I think that's because people don't really know his background, and they have not really, I don't think DC really understands his history and where he came from. He was a player, and some of his experiences in baseball, and the fact that, I mean, he has moved up even as a manager, and that's not easy to do. Let me just say this, that is not easy to do in Major League Baseball. And he's an African-American manager, and the only other one is Dave Stewart, you know, in LA, you know.
Yeah.
And so, and Dave and all of us have been all around each other together, Dave and Dusty and everybody. So, I mean, he's done remarkable things. That's why, and he's just in a great marriage between him and the Nationals. The Nationals, he's just what the Nationals needed in terms of a manager, and they needed somebody who was serious, but yet who could really treat them like a dad, like somebody that he believes in them. And he manages by instinct, and that's just what they needed.
And Dwayne, talking about just what they needed, it's just what this area needed.
Exactly right.
And he's a throwback to the Negro Leagues.
Yeah, he is a throwback. When we had our conversation, even with his brother, I want to clarify one thing. It's interesting, you know, when we talk about him being an African-American manager, but when I sat and talked with him, we talked about 15, 20 minutes about his spirit. I don't think he's worried about his suntan. You know, I think and when he spoke to all the kids there, and I think more people need to hear about, he talked about the relationship with the people that are around you. And I really, you know, I had to tweet my little tweeting thing. I had to tweet, I met a spirit that walks among us who has come to town to the District of Columbia, and he can make a change.
Yes.
Beyond the baseball field. Because Negro League players were beyond the baseball field. They cared about their community. They served the community. And those are the things that we miss. Even though we have our suntan, we're part of America. This history has been built on by all. So that's, you know, when it comes down to that baseball, it's Americans' game, though.
I wish DC knew more about him.
Yes.
And about the past
and
with
the
Negro Leagues. And you're doing a good job of that, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. Will the Nats be able to hold off the Mets and Marlins?
I think so. I believe in the Nationals because right now, I mean, just like Bryce Harper, did you see the homer he just hit? I think he's getting in his groove again. You know, he was down a little bit. They're walking him a bit, but he's stepping up his game. I think he's really coming into his game. I think that they are going to do it. I just think Milwaukee, for some reason, has an edge over them, and I think it's more mental than anything else, although today they did beat them. But I think they'll be able to do well. They did well against the Mets a few weeks ago, and they will continue to do well, you know, and I think that they will stay at the top of the NL. Yeah. All right,
and Nationals and maybe even the Orioles, huh?
Yes,
What's your take there?
Strong. You know what, it's time for this area, the DMV. We're huge. A lot of talent, a lot of energy moves through here. But when you go to both of these teams, it's time now to see that rival that used to be here. And I think it's coming. It's due. 2016, we're due for some changes.
All right.
And they have five. They have 5 guys. The Orioles have 5 players
on the All-Star team.
On the All-Star team, we have 4, but they have 5. You know, they have 2 pitchers, 3 hitters.
Yeah, we have
excellent talent on the Orioles side as well. So. You know, I mean, I think that they will. I think that they will do well. I think they will rise to the occasion. I think with Dusty behind them, believing in them. Do you see what Noser is doing?
I know.
I mean, unfortunately, he's not going to the All-Star game, but he's playing on an All-Star caliber level.
Correct.
I mean, that's exciting. It's the Nats are they are an exciting team. They are real exciting to watch just as much as the Orioles are too. Manny Machado.
Manny is just
his homer in LA yesterday. I mean,
he's one of the top
exciting.
5 or 6 players in baseball.
But they have the top 3 hitters in the league. Right, with the Orioles, Trumbo and Chris
Yeah.
and Manny Machado.
Yeah, they can hit them out of the ballpark.
Yeah, they can. They have some power hitters.
And
so.
they're in each other's backyard, which even makes it even better.
Yeah.
And
Even
I think,
competitive.
Right, right. And I think both teams recognize, we are. And that's what's going to happen this year, I think, more. The rivalry is much more. And they on a balance
level. Even though
level.
they're not in the same league, there's a rivalry.
But they are
there.
balanced.
We just need them to do well after the All-Star break, right? Are we in agreement, Mark?
Yeah, exactly.
I say when it gets down to the last 20 games, that's what we really need them working hard.
That's what we need
Well,
to see.
Dwayne, you have a big event coming up on July 30th.
Yes, on a Saturday.
And we are going to discuss that event when we return. We'll be back in a moment.